Luke chapter 7. Start at verse number 11. I'll be there. And it came to pass the day after. This is the day after Jesus had healed a centurion servant. It says, and it came to pass the day after that he went into a city called Nain. And many of his disciples went with him, and much people. But that is saying they had followers of Jesus and nosy folks walking with him. The disciples are known as the disciples following him, but there's always going to be some much people just to come see what's going on. Now when he came now to the gate of the city, behold, there was a dead man carried out. He's going in, and they coming out. The son of the dead man was carried out, the son of his mother. She was a widow, and much people of the city were with her. More nosy folks. You know, nosy folks come to funerals, amen. It goes on to say in verse 13, and when the Lord saw her, he had compassion on her, and said unto her, weep not. And he came and touched the bride, that's a coffin, and they that bare him stood still. And he said, young man, I say unto thee, arise. And he that was dead sat up and began to speak, and delivered him to his mother. And there came a fear on all, and they glorified God, saying that a great prophet is risen up among you, and that God has visited his people. You may be seated in the name of Jesus. I want to talk from the subject today, don't count me out. Look at your neighbor today. If you're not, maybe some of y'all had looked at them the whole time. Say, neighbor, don't count me out. Look over at your other neighbor. Some of y'all need Martha Turner. Neighbor, I don't care what I look like, but don't count me out. Now, if you feel that thing in your spirit, just begin to pat on your chest. Say, devil, don't count me out. I wish I had somebody here that can say the devil should have got me when he had a chance. I don't mess around. That's how we say that. I don't mess around. And got hold of Jesus. And because I have Jesus in my life, those things that used to take me out, Sister Kayla, I found out that's just another opportunity for God to move on my behalf. I wish I had somebody here that realized now what David meant by weeping, enduring for a night, and how, Sister Cookie, your joy will come in the morning, and you may have to cry sometime, but that's not enough to count me out, because I found out Deacon Richardson, as long as God is still on the throne, I may cry a little bit, moan a little bit, but that's not the end of my story. Because I had somebody here been down to nothing, didn't know how you was going to come out, and didn't know what tomorrow was going to bring, but you got hold of Jesus as he was coming in and you was going out, and he made a way for you. Don't have anybody here that was on your way to the cemetery, been dead, buried, people that said actually, and dust the dust over you, and God turned your situation around. I'm not calling everybody, because some of y'all been on top of the world all your life, but I'm talking about those that didn't have enough money to pay bills, rivers you couldn't cross, temptations you couldn't resist, trials you couldn't conquer, burdens you couldn't bear. You look at yourself now and look where you came from and say, I'm glad I didn't count myself out. My family gave up on my friends, turned their back on it, but I got a God in my life that can do everything but fail. So I have at least 5 more folks here that can think back in your life. Somebody say you're not going to amount to nothing. You're just like the daddy, just like the mama folks. You're not going to be nobody. I may not be nobody on that account, but when I come into the account of who my real daddy is, my real daddy is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Because that's my daddy. I don't care what the DNA said. God will make a way as believers, and one day we get Brother Kevin to talk about this on WJCR, don't regardless of what the report says. God still had the final say. So I don't care what the tragedy may be or how bad it may look right now. God can turn some stuff around. And I'm living witness. Some of you would run up and say, I can testify to God done turn some stuff around in my life. So don't count me out too fast. Now, text this morning, I'm reminded of a story that happened back in 2006. There was a crash, April 26th there in Michigan. Two girls that went to Taylor University, Christian College, North Arizona, I think it was Arizona. Two young ladies, young, blonde, one 19 and one 22. They resembled each other. They was on a church trip, a school trip, and while they was on Interstate 69, they was hit by an 18-wheeler. A faculty member and 4 of the students was killed with what they thought was Miss Kara. They thought she was dead. Her name was actually Sierra, and her friend Laura Van Ray was still alive. And Laura family sat by her bedside for 5 weeks in the hospital. Laura family members sat there and nurtured her while the family of her friend prepared for a funeral. Went to the funeral and had her funeral. 5 weeks later, Miss Kara began to make motions and move, and her boyfriend noticed that this really don't look like my girlfriend. And then her sister began to notice too, her teeth were a little different. And name was Whitney, Kara. Then they finally asked her, said, can you talk? And she, yes. She know yes. And then they said, what's your name? And Laura's family was sitting there watching. They were expecting her to say Laura. But instead of saying Laura, she said, my name is Whitney. So Whitney was alive. They had counted her out. Yet Laura's family was there by the bedside, didn't even see her child to be buried. And 5 weeks later, they realized the one they had counted out was still alive. And I'm going to tell you, as tragic as that story was back in 2006, many of you don't realize it yet, but according to society standards and your friends, they have already buried you and counted you out. But they just sit by your bedside a little bit longer and they ask you who you are. You will tell them, I am a child of the King. Despite the bruises I have, despite the tragedy that I went through, I know you had counted me out, but I'm still somebody because the Lord is in my life. Do I have anybody that say, I got enough God in my life that regardless of what I'm going through, I know I'm going to be all right. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, but when you have God in your life, don't let the world count you out. Don't let your friends count you out. Matter of fact, this is so bad for this widow that she was on her way to the cemetery when God showed up. I stopped by to tell you, it doesn't matter when God showed up. It doesn't matter how he showed up, but I'm glad that he shows up. Do I have anybody here? Because Jesus showed up numerous ways. Sometimes he showed up walking on the road. Sometimes he showed up walking on the sea. Sometimes he showed up coming through the ceiling. But I'm glad he showed up. Do I have anybody here glad that he showed up? It doesn't matter if you was in a jail cell. It doesn't matter if you was sick. It doesn't matter if you was in the midst of a divorce. But God showed up. And because he showed up, you still have your good sense. Because God showed up, you still have the right mind. Do I have anybody here that say, if I didn't have God in my life, I know high blood pressure would have took me out of here, stress would have took me under this child that I have doing all I can. He won't act right, but because I have God in my life, you better not close the book because there's another said you shall be the head and not the tail. That's another chapter that says you shall be the lender and not the borrower. So before you count me out, you better sit by my bedside. Church, this morning, of Jesus that just finished healing the centurion servant, and a day later, God shows up to a city that's called Nain. And as he's going into the city, he has an encounter along his procession. They say in his procession that was his disciples and other disciples, because at this point, disciples is further than just the 12. It's any followers of Christ. And then it says much people. That means the 12 was there, but also other folks that was kind of on the fence. I want you to understand, everybody in church don't have church in them. But if you have enough church in you, enough God in you, you give God enough praise, there'll soon come from much people to the follower of Christ. So it doesn't matter how folks look when they come through the doors. I'm concerned with how they look when they leave out. That's why we got to be cautious before we shut the door on folks that have saggy pants. Before we shut the door on folks that have an earring in their nose or 5 or 6 in their ear. I know you didn't do it because that went in when you was coming up. But you got to be careful of the times and the challenges that we have. They may have tattoos on their head to the tip of their toe, but they still can have Jesus in their life. It may bother you, rub you the wrong way, but there's some things you have done in your life, I guarantee rub God the wrong way, and he gave you another chance. Let's be willing to give somebody else another chance. So Jesus goes into the city with his disciple and much people. There's a procession coming out of the town. And in this procession, they don't have as much joy and celebration as the crowd that's going in. There's a widow lady. That's enough to be down and out already. They signify that her husband is dead. And not only that, but the Bible says her only child, not her only son. So not only she don't even have an inheritance coming her way, the church folks got to take care. So now her husband is dead, and now her son is dead. And the crowd is with her on the way out the city. In our culture, it is said it's supposed to be, when we see a funeral procession on the streets, common courtesy is to pull over. And just show respect until the procession passed by. That's what we're supposed to do. That's courtesy. But folks are run the hearse over to get where they're trying to go. I'm asking you to show them a little common courtesy. Because one day you're going to be in the family cause. So doing our thing is you pull over, show a little common courtesy. But during the Jewish time, during this time, if there was a funeral procession, you was obliged to join in. To help mourn with the family. You had a choice. If you saw a funeral procession, you just joined in to show support. That's why she had much people. Because along her way, people saw her mourn and they joined in with her. And so what I'm trying to say, when somebody going through, it's not your job to celebrate, but to help God. You help them go through what they're going through. Because if you haven't been through a storm, keep on living. You haven't had to bury someone, keep on living. It may be their day today, but when they're going through, it's not our job to tear them down, but grab hold of, join in with them to help pick them up. I know things may be going good for you right now, but one day you may be down on your back. And you need somebody to tell you it's going to be all right. Do we have anybody here glad that when you went through your stuff, somebody was there to tell you it was going to be all right? Because most of us, when you have to bury someone, that's the first time you had to do it. Because the last funeral, you was a child, and now you got to do everything by yourself. And you'll have some family members that don't want to get along. They don't want to agree on nothing. They ain't putting no money in, but they got more to say than anybody else. They already claiming stuff, taking stuff, and you hadn't seen them when they were sick. They never been in the hospital, but they got the most to say. They ain't gonna talk about nobody, just skip fast forward there. But while she was going to the cemetery, much people came with her. But when Jesus came, the Bible says he touched the brow or a wooden coffin. And according to Moses' law, if you touched a dead person, you were defiled. But instead of being defiled, he raised the body. When Jesus touched the coffin, Brother Adrian, the pallbearer stood still. When you got God touching your situation, folks around you ought to be amazed at how God has stopped your situation. People don't know how you came out. They don't understand who stopped the procession. They don't know who called what happened up front. But when God comes in your life, people around you ought to just stand still. Let them know it's not you, but God is touching my situation. I'm glad he can touch some bad stuff in my life. Do I have anybody here that have God has touched some bad stuff? Whether it's your marriage, your finances, your health, your situation, when God touches people around you, stop in amazement and think things gonna turn out one way, but God will turn it around. This was Parker when he touched the casket. The men stood still, and the Bible said the boy sat up. Now that wouldn't be too ideal for 2014. I mean, you want to see some pews toe up. I mean, I thank God for his miracle, but I want to see another miracle right now. Because if we walking out here and Jesus made somebody sit up like that, I guarantee folks crying gonna stop crying. So Jackson, they gonna run holes through these buildings, amen. They're gonna be more of a miracle. How she knocked that wall down? You didn't see that light good. Amen. Some of y'all scary anyway, amen. And all y'all, I sure wish he got up. He got up. He got to get up. But Jesus touched the boy. He should have been defiled, put in jail, helped quarantine away from everybody else. But when Jesus touched your situation, he has a way of turning what's dead and bring it back to life. Think about you. When you wake up in the morning, you don't feel like talking. But when this boy got up from death, the Bible says he was rejuvenated. It didn't say that when he started talking. You know, you have to clear your throat when you first had your first conversation in the morning. Some of you got to have coffee. Some of you got to do all the kind of, but when God touched him, he was ready to live again. Do I have anybody here glad God touched you, that you ready to live again? I was the point of going in the town and the point of quitting. But Brother Manley, God touched my situation, and I can have joy again, have peace again. I know I don't look like much, don't have much, don't have nobody on my side, but the Bible says God be fucked. The rhetorical question is, who can? In other words, if God is on your side, nobody can be against me. The tricks won't happen, the trap won't set, but because God is in your life, the very traps and tricks they set for you, they'll stand up and fall in their own self because God is working on your behalf. A couple things happened here. When Jesus walked into the town, the Bible saw this lady, and the text says he had compassion on her. So first I want to give you today that don't count me out, because God has compassion for his people. See, everybody just may overlook you. They don't care what you're going through. See, this is a fast-speed world we're living in. People working 50, 60 hours a week. They don't care about what you're going through. Won't tell you how I know they don't care? Because they don't care what I have going on. And I'm going to tell you, they don't care what you have going on. They're just concerned about the here and now. But Jesus stopped the crowd and gave his attention to this lady. And the Bible said he had compassion on her. And he said, weep not. I'm glad to know that I have enough relationship with God that when I'm going through stuff, he will stop the crowd on my behalf. Do I have anybody here that you glad God has compassion on you? Your husband may not listen, your friends get tired of it, but God said, weep not. He had compassion on her. He had compassion on this lady. I want to understand, as he entered the city, he wasn't about, he was traveling, he went through the town. Sometimes God will run you into God. Sometimes God will set you up to run into him. That can come by way of trials and tribulation. Only thing he's trying to do is get you to see Jesus. He got you on a procession. You think a funeral procession, but God got you on a procession to celebrate God. That's why Sister Margaret Johnson, despite how bad it looked, you keep looking for for Jesus on your possession. I may be crying, but around this corner, around the bend, I'm expecting Jesus to stop my situation and turn around. Do I have anybody here that say, I may be going through, but you're not going to tell it? I may be hurt, but you ain't going to be see it on my face. I may not have money to pay, but I will praise God like I got a bank account bigger than his yonder, because I wait on God to stop the possession because he has compassion. That's why I can praise God when things are not going well. I'm going to tell you, that's a sign of a true saint, Sister Melinda, because when you're going through, folks should know it. You should wear that. You should have on your sackcloth and get ashes and put on your face. That's called a pity party and want folks to feel sorry for you. I stop by to tell you, we're not in the business of pacifying God people, because God people know God will turn things around. It may be bad right now, but that's not the end of your story. God will make a way out of no way. Text says he had compassion. This woman's already a widow, and now she lost her only son. Her only means of support was in a casket, going to the cemetery. And sometimes God have allowed, I'd say allowed, Satan to do stuff to you. And just see it. Are you going to shout to the cemetery? Or are you going to wait on God to stop the possession? He had so much compassion on her, but he said, weep not. And the word compassion, the Greek word here really means to grab hold, to really is used twice in the text here, as well as when he dealt with Good Samaritans. The Good Samaritan, he had compassion. And you got to have a true heart to have compassion. A lot of folks have lip service, but do you have it from the heart? It doesn't matter what folks say, but is it really from your heart? A lot of people can tell you they have compassion on you, but they really wait on you to fail. A lot of people can say they love you, but they hate you with the bottom of their, with all they have inside. But you got to realize God has so much compassion. It's the same compassion he had in Samaritan. When the high priest and the Levite walked past the Good Samaritan came and said, let me pick you up and help you out. That's the type of God I serve. When everybody else walk past you, God will pick you up, turn you around, and place your feet on solid ground. I'm glad he has compassion for his people. Not only you shouldn't count me out because God has compassion for me, but don't count me out because me and God has made contact. Look what happened here in this text. He touched the corpse, and the corpse rose. I don't care what folks say, because you know some folks need to rise and they've been touched by Jesus, and they still act like they tied up with Satan. When you have contact with Jesus, you can't act the same way you used to act. When you've been touched or had contact with God, your life will not be the same. So I may look dead, but because I've been touched, I got life again. I didn't want to go, but because I've been touched, I got to go. I didn't want to say that, but because I've been touched, I can't hold my peace. Do I have anybody here that say, I've been touched by Jesus, and I know everything is going to be all right. My family's going to be all right. My finances is going to be all right. My health going to be all right. I've been touched. Do I have anybody that treatment, not just on the road, but you've been touched by the Savior? You got joy. You got peace that surpasses all understanding. Because you've been touched, you give God a praise when you don't feel like praising. Because if it had not been for God on your side, you wouldn't have been touched. Do I have anybody here that say, I've been touched? How? You know you've been touched. Because I was blind, but now I see. I was lost, but now I'm found. Do I have about 10 folks here that say, I've been touched? Let me come around your corner. I've been touched because I know on Sunday morning I'll be sober enough from Saturday night. I know I've been touched because I will be trying to find me something that's to smoke. I know I've been touched because I will be trying to find somewhere to go. But because I've been touched, I show up on Sunday morning and give God a praise for everything that he's done for me. And if he don't do nothing else, I know I've been touched. The word touch here is translated to a Greek word that means grab hold of. And I'm glad God didn't just touch me, but he grabbed hold of me. And because God grabbed hold, see, he had to grab some of y'all because he tried to touch you. You didn't want to feel it. God had to grab you out your stuff, grab you out your mess, grab you out your sin, because when he tried to touch you, you shrugged it off. You just kept on doing it. But sometimes God had to grab you, shake you up every now and then. And when he shook you up, you may cry, you may lose some stuff, but at the end, you realize that God is still God. I'm glad we had contact. It's nothing like the right touch.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the pause there, right?
Amen.
It's not like the right touch. It's one thing to talk to somebody, but to touch them. I love talking to my wife and texting and stuff. But it's nothing like. Did you start? Let me skip that. It's nothing like the touch. It's one thing to sing about God. It's one thing to pray to him and tell others about it, but when he touch you for yourself. Anybody been sick and now you're well? Anybody know what tomorrow's gonna bring, but you hear anybody had to bury a loved one and you didn't think you were gonna make it to the night and you still here? Tell somebody, I've been touched. I had contact with the Savior. I know I have had contact with him because I couldn't have done it by myself. I wouldn't have made it by myself. But I'm glad we had contact with each other. And because God touched my life, the world had to stand still until God finished blessing me. And now I can give him a praise because I've been touched. Well, to understand today, believers, don't just be satisfied with knowing him. Keep seeing his face day and day. Get to have an intimate relationship with Jesus, that when trials come your way, God will stop the crowd on your behalf. See, God was not caught up with the crowd behind him. He was caught up with those that didn't know him in front of him. I want you to understand with Tremont, don't just be satisfied with the 600 or 700 folks that's on the road, but be concerned with those that know Jesus and the part of their sin. It's all right to come to church, but we need to have church on the inside of us. So if I can't make it to the prayer meeting, can't make the Bible study, and I'm sitting in front of the hospital or front of a doctor or lawyer, I can still have conversation with my Savior and say, God, you make a way out of nowhere. Do I have anybody here that knows if you can't make it to church, you brought church with you? You got to have a God that has compassion for you. And you got to have a God that will touch you. And let me help you out. I'm going to preface that touch. Every touch is not a good touch. You know, you teach your kids good touch and bad touch. Well, they used to. They just touch now. But there's some touches that's bad touches. But the outcome is still to draw you close to God. Good touches make you feel good, shout all the time. But there's some bad touches that you don't like. That God may still orchestrate, but he's trying to get your eyes on him. So regardless of how God touched you, you ought to still give him a praise. Because some touch may mean you got to walk by yourself. But he still got some touches may mean you may have to look for another job, but there's still a touch from God. Listen, I wish I had somebody here that said, I don't care how you touch me, God. If I can get close to you, everything will be all right. We don't want to give up. We don't want to suffer. But if I can get close to God, I know that my living is not in vain. Had compassion, had contact. And you got to understand, as Jesus walked in the city, his plan was not to run into this lady. And I'm glad that I had to change God's plan, because there's some stuff that I put on the agenda for God that I know went on his agenda. Because of who we are. God would take time to fix us, even if he just fixed somebody else. Aren't you glad that God just didn't fix the neighbors? That's why I don't just pray for them to get right. I pray for God to fix me too. Because always is not the neighbor. Sometimes God needs to fix you. Before we pray for others, ask God to fix us, because it's easy to see the dust in somebody else's eye and can't see the board in your eye. So Jesus had to change his agenda to heal this boy. touched the lady. She had contact with him. But what I really like about it, they had communication together. They communication, and he commanded the boy to get up. It's something when God communicates with his people. We can talk to a lot of good people, but when Jesus talks to your situation, and see, if God don't talk to me, but he speaks to my situation, that's enough for me. In other words, I'm just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said, if he don't show up, he's still able. So if I can't hear his voice and he speaks to my situation, I still got a reason to praise God. Her situation was, her son was dead. Not only did he speak to her, he said, weep not, but he spoke to the casket and told a boy to get up. I'm glad that if God don't speak to me, he can change what I'm in. He can change your midnights into day. He can change your weary days to peaceful moment. Do I have anybody here say, I miss this voice, but I realize the circumstances have changed. God spoke to the casket, spoke to the boy, and the boy got up. I don't know what he said, but the Bible said he began to speak. If it hadn't been me, I would have just said, thank you for giving me another chance. If it hadn't been me, I would have just said, Jesus, what can I do to get closer to you? Do I have anybody here that say God has given you another chance? He speaks, and it happened. And when Jesus speaks, things will change. He spoke and the boy got up. I'm stopped by to tell you, Dr. Phil may be good to entertain you when that's on TV. But Dr. Phil can't speak to your situation. Tyler Perry got good insight. But I'm still trying to figure out is Tyler Perry saved or not. Oprah may have some good TV shows, may have a lot of money. But Oprah can't speak to your situation. I thought tell you, Dr. Oz can tell you how to eat right and tell you all the stuff you eat wrong. But Dr. Oz can't speak to your situation. I'm glad I serve a God that despite what I'm going through, he's able to speak to my situation. Do I have anybody here that say when the psychologist and the psychiatrist can't do it, I got a God that can do it. When mama can't do it, my God can do it. When my friends can't do it, my God is able to do it. Do I have about 10 folks here that's glad God can speak to your situation? The Bible said that if Jesus was going in, this lady was going out, and some of you are throwing in the towel. You was ready to quit, but I want to challenge your spirits today that before you throw in the towel, you look around the corner for Jesus. Give God another chance to bring to life that very thing was dead. Your joy was dead. Your peace was dead. Your marriage was dead. Your happiness was dead. But I wish I had somebody here that would just wave your hand and say, if God done it for me, he can do it for you. And God gave somebody joy again, gave you peace again. I somebody tell you and encourage your soul. God can do everything but fail. Don't get discouraged with the mission. Don't give up on the grind. Keep on praying with the demons because it's not about us, but Jesus can make ways out of no way. I know that you a handful, but God gave you strength to do what others can't do. I know your family, they get on your nerves, but you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your kids. You'll give God a praise for them also. I'm going to tell you when praises go up, somebody say, blessing will come down. The Bible says, God inhabits the praises of his people. You may be in a funeral procession right now, but you get ready to give God a praise because of who he is. The devil do all he can to make God a liar. But I stop by the chair. God will not be a liar. I don't care what the devil said. The devil may try to stop you, but God has the last say so. The devil try to make you think your child can't make it. Your child won't live. Make you think that you are nobody. But I stop by to tell these 10 of y'all here that you are somebody because God is in your life. The devil did all he can to say God is not the author and finisher of our faith, that he's not the ruler of death and the grave. But I stop by to tell you, God is a living witness that he has power over death and he has power over the grave. How do you know? If you go by Jairus' house, when his 12-year-old daughter was dead, Jesus showed up and he raised the girl. He said, that's all right. I'm here to say, well, she just died. Well, let me kill somebody else. Well, he killed this 12-year-old boy and put him in a casket. But that's not enough. He was on the way to the cemetery and Jesus showed up. I'm here to say, well, I got one and you got that one. They was on the way to the cemetery. Well, let me put one in the cemetery. Well, that's Lazarus. Lazarus had made it to the cemetery and Jesus showed up and he raised Lazarus from the grave. So you got the one out the cemetery. You got the one away to the cemetery and you got the one before he made it to the cemetery. Well, let me try one more time. Let me put somebody in the cemetery. Well, Jesus said, well, don't use nobody else. Try to put me in the cemetery. If I can't get myself up, I can't get nobody else up. And got the one that was on the way to the cemetery. Got the one that just died. And the one to the cemetery. But Jesus gave up his life and said, I'm going to show Satan that I have enough power. They put him in the grave. The Bible said he used somebody else too. And when you borrow something, that means you won't give it back. So Nicodemus and now took him off the cross and put him in the tomb for 3 days. Satan say, I got him. I got Lazarus. I had Lazarus. I got all the prophets. But 3 days later, that same Jesus got up out the grave. He looked at the Satan and said, Satan, where is the devil? Where is that stain? Devil, where is that victory? So all I'm trying to tell you, it may look bad right now, but don't let the world count you out, because God can pick you up and turn you around and place your feet on solid ground. Don't let them count you out, but most of all, don't count yourself out, because if God be for you, nobody can be against you. You may have to cry, you may have to moan, you may have to suffer, but the same way God talks up that procession, He can stop your procession and give you joy again, give you peace again. So don't count me out. Now, don't count me out. I'm sure that people have started claiming that boy stuff. If he was a little boy, somebody wanted his toys and buy some. He could have been about 25. Yeah. You know, when you down and out, people want to claim what's yours. Before you get fired, people start applying for your job. Before you die, people started filling out business cards. Get sick. You think folks for you, mess around and mess up one time. That counts you out. That's why I'm not moving too fast, nigga rich, when people pat me on the back. I know the same folks that shout Hosanna one Sunday. My Lord. With the same crowd that shout crucify him. So that's why I don't do it for the applause or the pats on the back. I do it because God didn't count me out. And some of you here right now, because God didn't count you out. See, we don't know the story because y'all suited up today. But we check the resume. Some of you wasn't fit to live. And you sure wasn't fit to die. And I ain't talking about 20 years, I'm talking about last week. But God still hadn't counted you out. You see, I'm so glad God didn't count me out. So I don't want to talk about myself and hope you grab hold of it. See, some of you done dealt with some stuff and been in some stuff that you won't even tell the folks you close to. Amen. And pray mama don't find out about it. People will put you out and give up on you. But Sister Mel, I'm glad God didn't give up on us. So that's something, I live some stuff, and if it came up now, you'll be all right. But God didn't count you out when he could have. He didn't kill you when he should have killed you. What you went through was to make you better. And I'm telling you about it wasn't designed to kill you because it did. If it was designed to kill you, wouldn't be here to talk about it. Yes, sir. You know those sayings say, what don't kill you make you stronger? That's the stuff God put you through to make you stronger. Visit to the nursing home. Visit to the hospital. Visit the jail and run up to that schoolhouse. Somebody got to do it. That's your child. That's your mom. That's your brother. That's your cousin. And if you don't do, who will? So don't give up on them. Because God didn't give up on you. And most of all, look at that mirror every now and then and tell yourself, I am somebody. I may not have a clean white shirt, clean underclothes, but God is my Savior. And in my weakness, the Bible says he's my strength. So stop trying to do it yourself and let God do it for you. This lady here, a widow lady. You know how hard it is for those here that have lost a spouse? Her husband. But she perhaps said, I got a son. I see him grow up and go to this wedding one day. But then the son died. We don't know how he died. And some of us in some stuff, you don't know how you got there. But we know the answer. The answer's in Jesus. So don't count me out. Let us stand all over the building.